Ever wonder why you care so much about certain things even when they don't directly affect your life? It's a question that often lingers at the back of our minds, isn't it? We're all human, and part of being human means we have the capacity to care deeply, sometimes about things that don't necessarily impact us directly. From the sports team we passionately support, to that character from a show we've never missed an episode of, our investment can sometimes feel overwhelming. And yet it's an experience that's universal. We all have those things we care about, even when logic might tell us they aren't crucial to our existence. But what if this intense caring is more of a burden than a blessing? What if it's holding us back, tying us down, or even causing us unnecessary stress? It's a fascinating topic to delve into, one that can offer us new insights into how our minds work and how we can better navigate our emotional landscapes. In today's video, we'll explore why we care so much and how we can learn to let go. Our brains are wired to care. We are emotionally invested beings, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. In the grand scheme of human evolution, our ability to care has been a survival mechanism. It's what has allowed us to form communities, protect our loved ones, and pass down knowledge through generations. But why do we sometimes care so much that it begins to feel like a burden? Let's delve into the psychological reasons behind this. First off, empathy. Our ability to understand and share the feelings of others is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it fosters connection and compassion. On the other, it can lead us to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, feeling every hurt and every joy that isn't directly our own. Then, there's fear. We often care deeply because we fear the consequences of not caring. This could be anything from the fear of losing someone we love, to the fear of social rejection, or even the fear of our own inadequacy. So, we care and we care a lot, as a way to protect ourselves from these perceived threats. Social conditioning also plays a significant role. From a young age, we are taught to value the opinion of others, to strive for acceptance, and to avoid conflict. This ingrains in us a tendency to care about what others think, even when it doesn't serve our own well-being. Lastly, our desire for control is a potent factor. We care because we want to control outcomes, to fix problems, to prevent harm. It's an illusion, though, because so much of life is beyond our control. But the illusion is comforting, and so we hang on to it, often caring more than we need to. But what happens when caring too much starts to interfere with our lives? That's where we need to draw a line, to find the balance between caring for ourselves and caring for others, between controlling what we can and letting go of what we can't. But how do we do that? We'll explore this in the next section. Caring too much can lead to stress, anxiety, and even burnout. It's a simple statement, yet it carries a profound truth that often goes overlooked. Caring is a natural human tendency. We care about our loved ones, our careers, our passions, and our world. But when does caring cross a line and become detrimental to our well-being? Imagine a scale where one end is indifference and the other is obsessive care. On the indifference end, we fall into apathy, disconnected from our emotions and the world around us. On the obsessive end, we tumble into a cycle of excessive worry, overthinking, and emotional overinvestment. Excessive worry can create a constant state of high alert. It's like having an alarm going off in your brain that's impossible to silence. You're always on edge, waiting for the next crisis, the next problem to solve. Over time, this chronic worry can lead to health issues like heart disease, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system. Overthinking, on the other hand, is like a hamster running on a wheel. Your thoughts go round and round, but you're not making any progress. You're stuck in a loop of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. This mental habit can lead to insomnia, depression, and even eating disorders. Emotional overinvestment is like pouring all your energy into a bottomless pit. You give and give, but it never feels like enough. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. It can also result in burnout, a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged and excessive stress. These are the costs of caring too much. They are the tolls that excessive caring can take on our mental health and overall well-being. But it's not all doom and gloom. Recognizing these signs is the first step towards finding a healthier balance. So how can we strike a balance between caring enough and caring too much? Stick around, because in the next scene we'll delve into the power of letting go. Letting go doesn't mean not caring. It means caring wisely. It's a subtle shift in perspective, but one that can make all the difference. You see, the power of letting go lies in the concept of detachment. Now, don't misconstrue detachment as apathy or disinterest. Think of it more like a kite dancing in the breeze. The string that connects you to the kite represents your care and concern, but you're not clinging to it desperately. You're letting it ride the wind, watching it soar, and adjusting as necessary. That's detachment, caring but not being consumed by it. So how does this relate to caring and attachment? Well, caring is a natural human emotion. We care about our loved ones, our goals, our values. It's what makes us empathetic and compassionate beings. Attachment, on the other hand, is a sticky web we weave around the things we care about. We wrap ourselves so tightly in this web that it can suffocate us, making us feel anxious, stressed, and overwhelmed. When we're attached, we're not just caring, we're clinging. We're holding on so tightly that our knuckles turn white. We're afraid to lose, afraid to fail, afraid to let go. But in this fear, we lose sight of the bigger picture. We forget that life is a dynamic, ever-changing tapestry, and that our ability to adapt and evolve is one of our greatest strengths. Detachment is the antidote to this. It's the gentle reminder that we can care deeply about something, but that doesn't mean we have to carry it around with us everywhere we go. It's the understanding that we can love without losing ourselves in the process. It's the realization that we can have goals and dreams, but they don't have to define us. In the grand scheme of things, detachment is a form of self-care. It's a way of preserving our mental and emotional health while still showing up for the people and causes we care about. It's about balancing our needs with the needs of others and understanding that it's okay to put ourselves first sometimes. Letting go allows us to care about things without letting them control us. It's about finding that sweet spot between caring too little and caring too much. It's about caring wisely. Now let's talk about how to actually start letting go. First off, let's dive into the world of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, aware of where we are and what we're doing, without being overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. It's about noticing the world in its raw, unfiltered state and acknowledging our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice can be incredibly helpful when it comes to letting go, because it allows us to recognize and accept our feelings for what they are, rather than trying to suppress or fight them. Next up, setting boundaries. This can be a difficult one, especially for those of us who are natural people pleasers. But it's crucial. Setting boundaries means recognizing what is and isn't within our control, and what we are and aren't responsible for. It's about saying no when we need to, without feeling guilty or selfish. It's about knowing our limits and protecting our mental and emotional well-being. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, focus on what you can control. So many of our worries and anxieties come from things that are out of our hands. The weather, the traffic, other people's behavior. We can't control any of it, no matter how much we might like to. So instead of wasting energy on these uncontrollable elements, try redirecting that energy towards things you can influence. Your actions, your responses, your attitude. These are all things you have power over. Now you might be thinking easier said than done, and you're right, it's not easy, but it's worth it. Every step you take towards letting go is a step towards a more peaceful, balanced life. It's a step towards freedom from unnecessary stress and worry. It's a step towards caring in a healthy, controlled way. So give mindfulness a try. Start setting those boundaries. Focus on what you can control. These are your tools for letting go, for freeing yourself from the weight of uncontrolled caring. Remember, caring is not the enemy. Uncontrolled caring is. It's not about caring less, it's about caring better. This is the cornerstone of our journey today. We've delved into the depths of the human psyche, unearthed the costs of overcommitment, and discovered the transformative power of release. As we navigate through the ebbs and flows of our emotions, it becomes clear that the key to healthy caring is control. Controlled caring isn't about being cold or detached. It's about recognizing when our concern for others crosses into the realm of self-destruction. It's about knowing when to step back, breathe, and allow events to unfold naturally. It's about understanding that our worth isn't tied to the outcomes we can't control. Through controlled caring, we unlock a new level of emotional freedom. We open ourselves to a healthier state of being, a richer quality of life. We become more resilient, more balanced, and ultimately, more content. So next time you find yourself caring too much, remember, it's okay to let go.